Welcome viewers in Edutainment YouTube channel. I am Tapan Kundu. Today I am going to discuss a poem by Rabindranath Tagore. The name of the poem is Live Thy Chanting or Live This Chanting. It is the song number 11. I will recite from Bengali version, that is the original version also, for the benefit of those who better realize Bengali. This poem is selected from the book Gitanjali, published in 1913, and for this book Tagore was awarded Nobel Prize. The preface of this book was written by an Irish famous poet W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats. In Bengali original versions, the poems are highly lyrical, but in translated version, that is in English version, the poems are prose poem. There is no fixed rhyming scheme. The poems of Gitanjali are selected from various Bengali books like Noibeddo, Gitimallo, Gitbitan, Gitali, etc. And all these books are written by the poet himself. The poems of this book are very devotional and meditative poems. These are spiritual poems. I will explain the text also. The poems are translated into simple English with hi-fi thought. The poems are containing the religious texts. In this poem, we get the poet's opinion of the glorification of the work. Here, work is the true religion, and working areas, the environment, the work field is the field of God, not the temple. Temple is not the place where we can find the God. God is there where common people works. This is why the poet is appealing to live the chanting, live the worship in the temple in front of the statue of a God. The poem has the biblical touch. In Bible, there is the phrase sweat of the brow. That means the perspiration of the forehead, where the philosophy is that hard work is the means to achieve or means to arrive the nearest to God. Nearer in work, hard working, nearer to the God. The poet expresses the nobility and glory of the work, the fellow feeling of the common workers in the field. In this connection, I want to mention the line from William Wordsworth. And Wordsworth said, "Love had he found in hearts where poor men lie." Here, the condition or the wealth is not the matter of fact. Hi-fi dressing is not the matter of fact. The artificiality of presence or presentation is not the matter of fact. Actual fact is the truth. In real field, how much you are working, how much you are contributing to the world, and how much you are keeping your purity in mind, and how much in your mind the God is prevailing. And these are the conditions to achieve the true freedom of mind and the true way of God. The poet wants to tell that you cannot bind the God, you cannot legitimize the God in your temple area, in your fixed holy books, in your fixed holy dress. He is omnipresent, omnipotent, and He is here, there, and everywhere. So you should not think in narrow way. You should think of in broader way, and everywhere, anywhere, you can get Him in any form that you think and feel and worship highly throughout your actuality, that is the working. Without working, you are only thinking of God, and you are contributing nothing to the real world in reality, and that is not the actual wanting of God. God never wants it. He never says that you only think of me. He says you follow the ideology and perform it. Perform it. No ideology, no peace is actually the peace until the work is performed. Suppose you are telling someone, some student, stand up, but the student is not standing up. Then your speech is not speech. It is nothing. Your speech bekar hai. Your speech is of no use. So speech followed by no work is not the speech. This is why the advice of God, the philosophy of God, is not followed by real working, is not the following of the way to God. This is why the poet is appealing to the readers that you should live the manners, the way of chanting God. You should come down to the reality, have the touch of reality, and have the real way to arrive to the real one, that is the omnipotent God, and achieve your freedom of mind, spiritual freedom of mind, actual happiness in mind. You should get it throughout of your working. Now I am reciting the original poem that was written in Bengali. ভজন পূজন সাধন আরাধনা সমস্ত থাক পড়ে রুদ্ধ দ্বারে দেবালয়ের কোণে কেন আছিস ওরে অন্ধকারে লুকিয়ে আপন মনে কাহারে তুই খুঁজিস সঙ্গোপনে নয়ন মেলে দেখ দেখি তুই চেয়ে দেবতা নাই ঘরে তিনি গেছেন যেথায় মাটি ভেঙে করছে চাষ পাথর ভেঙে কাটছে যেথায় পথ খাটছে 12 মাস রৌদ্রে জলে আছেন সবার সাথে ধুলা তাহার লেগেছে দুই হাতে তারই মতন সূচি বসন ছাড়ি আইরে ধুলায় পড়ে মুক্তি ওরে মুক্তি কোথায় পাবি মুক্তি কোথায় আছে আপনি প্রভু সৃষ্টি বাঁধন পড়ে বাধা সবার কাছে রাখরে ধ্যান থাকরে ফুলের ডালি চিরুক বস্ত্র লাগুক ধুলো বালি কর্মযোগে তার সাথে এক হয়ে ঘর্ম পড়ুক ঝরে This is the philosophy of working. Now I am explaining line after line the English text. Live this chanting and singing and telling of beads. What is the beads? Beads is counting of the name of the gods, counting the beads, and you are reciting your hymns. And poet is telling that you should leave it, you should reject it, and you should leave this prayer throughout night and day. Whom dost thou worship in this lonely dark corner of the temple with doors all shut? Here the poet is asking, you are worshipping whom? Whom you are worshipping in this empty temple where there is no God and all the doors shut. That means your all sensations are shut. Only you are thinking of having the God by means of worshipping, and that is not the actual way. Your understanding of other ways, actual ways, are shut up. In other way, the doors of the temples, achieving ways of the God, are all shut up. You cannot arrive to the God. It can be explained in this way also. Now he is asking, open thine eyes and see thy God is not before thee, and you open your eye. Think it logically, and think it in real way, and you will find no God in front of you in this way. He is there where the tiller is tilling the hard ground and where the pathmaker is breaking stones. He is, that means the God is there where the tiller, where the worker is working, where the farmer is grinding the hard ground, the farmer is plowing the land, and where the pathmaker, road maker, is breaking the stone and making the way, where the hard-working people are working. That is the place. He is there. He is with them in sun. Under the sun, with the working people, the God is there. And in shower, and in the rainy day, under the rain, in the hard-working area. And his garment is covered with dust. And in the dust, there is the God also, everywhere. So, those workers are full of dust by means of hard working, and that covering of dust is the covering of the task of God. Put off thy holy mantle, and even like him come down to the dusty soil. And the poet is appealing to the every worshipper that you should put off, that means you should open and throw your holy mantle, holy dress, ceremonious dress, and even like him, and even like the workers, and even like the God himself, come down to the dusty soil, come down to the reality, come down to the hard-working areas, because God is there and working people are there. Like them, come down to that place. That is the way. And he is asking, deliverance, that means salvation, freedom. Where is this deliverance to be found? Where this deliverance can be found? This freedom, this salvation of mind, freedom of mind, real happiness, where can it be found? And in this connection, I should mention the quotation of Mahatma Gandhi. He said, happiness is when the work, the action, the place, and the manner are in harmony. So, the poet is talking of actual happiness. Where can you find it? You can find in that place where the presence of common people, presence of reality, presence of hard working are in harmony. Where the mind is in connection with the mind, everything is in harmony. There you can find the deliverance and actual freedom. This is why he is asking, deliverance? Where is this deliverance to be found? Our Master himself has joyfully taken up him the bonds of creation. Our Master, that is the God, has himself taken up the responsibility to create the people, create everything. God is the responsible for the creation of everything. It is his duty. He is bound with us all forever, and God is bound with us forever. God is with us always, and always the God is present with the creation. Where is the creation? There is the Creator. He is telling that God is within us. We should find it within us. We should realize us. This is why the philosophy, know thyself. You should not find it in empty, lifeless statue or temple. If you can know yourself, if you can evoke the God out of yourself, then why is it needed to go to the temple to waste the time? Next, come out of thy meditation and leave aside thy flowers and incense. Poet is telling that come out of thy meditation. You should not meditate rejecting your other works, real works, which are the needs of this world. You should come out of the meditation and leave aside thy flowers, the worshipping flowers. Flowers are used to worship thy statue. You should leave that, and incense stick. You should leave all those. What harm is there if thy clothes become tattered and stained? What is the false? What is the wrong with it when your cloth is tattered, it is torn, and it is stained with dust and filth? What is the problem? If it is torn, meet him and stand by him. Meet the God, be supported by God, and support the God by means of work. In toil, in your working, hard working, and in sweat, in the shedding sweat of thy brow, you should mix with the common people in working place and work with them. Shed your toil and shed your sweat by means of co-work with the hard workers. Work hard with the workers and toil with them together, and sweat of thy brow, and share your hard work, share your toil, share your sweat with them, and support the common people, common working areas. And in this way, you would be supported by God, and you would have the true deliverance, true happiness, true freedom of mind. Here, the poet is giving the idea that we should not bind ourselves in selfishness. Here, we should reject the selfishness. We should cooperate with others. We should share the hard work, and that is the reality. That is the actuality of living. And here, live and let live. This is the philosophy lastly coming out. And other teachers can explain it in their way. That explanation varies from teacher to teacher. So if you have any query, you can ask in the comment box. I will answer it. Thank you.